Thank you very much. So yesterday my excuse was I didn't have time to prepare. Now I'm going to give a presentation made by somebody else on a topic that I'm not overwhelmingly familiar with. Fantastic. I had counted on not having any questions, but okay, let's give it a shot. So the MSI Notice to Mariners service. This is, I think, one of the most obvious services in the e-navigation domain, and it is also in the IMO work on e-navigation pinpointed as one of the prioritized solutions. We need to make a new service for promulgating maritime safety information and notices to mariners. So what we have done is like take a top view on this, on how to do this if it should be done all over today. Not taking, okay, we'll try to modernize what we already have. No, let's start from scratch and rethink how should this be done if we want to do it today. So we have MSI and Notice to Mariners. And Notice to Mariners, we have temporary and preliminary notices, and we have the chart updates. And what we see is that MSI and Notice to Mariners, temporary and preliminary, are actually very, very much alike in nature. And the difference is mainly concerned with which communication channels you use to promulgate that information. And being done that in different channels for historical reasons, whatever means you had appropriate when you started to deliver these types of information. Here you have two different messages. One is an MSI and one is a Notice to Mariner. And it is the same information, just coming through different channels at different paces. And that gives all kinds of problems, conflicts, like one is updated faster than the other. So you may have information, two different informations not being identical because you get one faster updated than the other. And it is really the same information that they contain, these two messages. So how is it promulgated today? Well, here are some ships, and the polygon here indicates which ships this information that we want to send it is relevant for. Then we send it today by different means. There's an ACCSEAS transmitter. It sends to these guys. Some of those it is relevant for, some it's not relevant for. We have safety net. It captures many of them, maybe not all if we are in the Arctic area. And we print it on papers that nobody gets. That's how it's done today. And we don't know who's actually receiving it or may not be receiving it. If we want to do that, and this is the result for the user, a piece of paper, a piece of printout on a fax-like machine, the ACCSEAS. And this is how we could do it. And of course, we are using the Maritime Cloud to send the information. So, for one thing is that we will be able to target exactly those vessels this message is relevant for. We can use different communication channels to reach those vessels. And we actually have the capability to see if someone did not receive that message, because we can get an acknowledge of, yes, this message was actually received by the vessel. So we target those it is relevant for, and we actually have assurance of the quality of the transmission of information. This is how the user will see it. They will see it as part of their navigational system, integrated in their chart here. Container adrift in this area here. It can be a point, but it can also be an area, a polygon, or a circle with a certain size. This is the current regime for handling and transmitting MSI. I have no clue what this is. What we envision is adding on this new mechanism of doing it, because we can't get rid of this anytime in the short time. That will take a very long time. Of course, we need to keep up the old mechanisms for sending out these types of information. But we can add this, and then vessels capable of receiving this through the new methods will have the benefits of this. We've made a data model, a UML model for this information, and we have tried to use S100 to the extent that this was possible, which is possible for quite a long time. And in the report of the service, we have of course described the model and everything here, but we also have described in the report the difficulties we've had in trying to use S100 in this context, in modeling this information and trying to promulgate it in this way. So that information is available. We've done testing, of course. We've done testing both with the service providers and with the users getting the information in the end. So we made a system for entering and managing the information, a web-based system for doing that. That is sent through the Maritime Cloud to the users using the EPD that we've heard mentioned many times, the e-navigation prototype display. So we had a lot of users testing that, seeing how well that is received by them on the system, and we've had service providers from UK, Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, Denmark, I think Germany missed for some reason, trying to test out from their side using this system to enter and manage the information. And when we made this system of handling this information, we actually also made it available through other channels. We made a Twitter account, so you could subscribe to these messages on Twitter. We could have mailing lists sending emails with it. We also made machine-to-machine APIs, making it possible for other systems to integrate with this and getting this information in other systems. This is how it looks like. The editor that the service provider will use to handle this type of information. It is very generic. It is designed to be generic, so that you can take it in any different area, any different country, and you can say, okay, I'm now in this country. I want to use this system to send information. Then you can design your own areas and sub areas that you want to deal with. I think most providers of this information has their waters separated into different areas, so you can do this and handle this in the system. And you can of course see, okay, the information that I put in, where are they located. You can zoom in on them, get the exact information and edit it. You can filter it, say, okay, I want all this type of information in this area, get a filtered view on them. It looks pretty good, actually. India? Yeah, well. Okay, so we tested this and we got different opinions and we got very positive feedback, obviously, from the users. There's no question about this being a huge benefit for the user, the mariner on the ship. This is a real big improvement for the user. We also got very positive feedback from the coordinators and the service providers, the hydrographic officers. Now there are two obstacles there in getting this idea implemented. One is that history. This is not how this information usually is organized. And you know, a lot of people say, this is not how we used to do it. We don't like that. And then organization. Different organizations handle different types of information. So, okay, please shut down that department and let that one do the whole thing. Also an obstacle in doing that. So that's some of the obstacles in getting this done. If any of this is controversial, blame Mass, please. I'm just the messenger. Our hopes, well, funny title The GMDS review, we hope that the GMDS review will exploit the possible synergies there is for sending this type of information in a new way, and actually hope that the GMDSS review will exploit all the synergies there is between e-navigation and GMDSS. And that is also a bit of a struggle to get to that. They seem to be living their own separate lives, these two processes. Some talks going about how to coordinate and get this synergy, but I have doubts that this is really happening. We appreciate the efforts of the IHO S124 correspondence group, and this, I think, is Mass trying to be funny. Hope that this will result in a new S124 standard and not just an S53+71. And I think that what he means is this is the existing standard, and instead of just trying to wrap that into an S100 wrapper and really do things as we're used to, let's rethink the whole thing and make a new appropriate standard, S124. Next step, we are of course making this available to the appropriate organizations, mainly IHO, also IALA. We are participating in the S100 work in these organizations. We will further develop the editor we have for MSI and NM, not handling the chart corrections. We imagine that the chart corrections, they will be part of the S101 regime and get a proper, efficient mechanism for updating in that regime. But we should include the WMO domain of the MSI, the weather warning parts of MSI in the model as well. We will consider it used for operational use in Denmark. Actually, in the old efficiency project, we did the first prototype of an MSI, focusing just on MSI editor, sending it out on this way, getting the information integrated in the EPD. And that editor actually was taken by our own people and used operational to handle that MSI information. So that means that the official MSI information coming from Denmark, we can get that into the e-navigation prototype system, and then we developed interfaces to the legacy systems. So of course, when you use that system, it will go out through the nav text, also through other sources that we have been using, text TV and mailing lists and different channels, a web page and different channels. So we envision that also being done with the new editor handling this type of information. MSI will be, obviously, yes, this will be part of e-navigation. It is one of the prioritized solutions in e-navigation. And now that we have efficiency 2, the idea is to operationalize this and make this happen in the areas of focus in efficiency 2, the Arctic, where it's actually already quite far, and in the Baltic Sea. Yeah, thank you.